Welcome back. It's Lewis Wing, your continuous improvement trainer from Flow Plus. In this module, we'll learn all about customer value. By the end of this module, you'll understand the importance of the customer. You'll know the 4 main factors that influence customer value. You'll appreciate how Lean maximizes customer value through something called the value stick. And you'll understand the service profit chain concept. Lean teaches us that the customer plays the most important part in a continuous improvement and Lean journey. We should always start on the customer and maximize the value we provide them. Why? Because without customers, our business won't survive. It's as simple as that. Value is determined by the customer through their eyes. Customers have the power to decide whether to part with their cash and buy your product or service, or decide not to. Because of this, customers determine the fate of your company, whether it grows or whether it is forced into bankruptcy. If you want a successful business and you want a business to grow, you need happy and satisfied customers. A customer-focused mentality is at the heart of continuous improvement and Lean. For this reason, a Lean improvement should always maximize customer value, and the customer should never be worse off as a result of improvement. Remember, there is no point becoming more efficient and saving money if you become less effective and end up losing potential customers. Again, this links to Lean not being a cutting strategy, but instead a growth-enabling strategy. Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, is a big advocate of what he calls customer obsession. He said in a recent quote, "The most important thing is to focus on the customer. We're obsessed. We start with the customer needs and we work backwards." And that is exactly the Lean philosophy. That is why he launched Amazon Prime, to maximize customer value and provide his customers with what they wanted, which was next day delivery at an affordable price. So what factors can we impact to maximize customer value? The 4 main factors are quality, service, delivery, and cost. We might want to increase the quality by adding additional features or making design changes, or by improving functionality. Improving the service level to the customer, perhaps by providing additional support or having an intuitive or easy-to-use app or set of working instructions. Delivery is all about speed. How can we get the right product in the right quantity, in the right condition, delivered as quickly as possible? As this still holds true with services, essentially how we can squeeze the time from requesting a service to receiving it. An example may be a wedding photographer. How quickly can they edit the photos and provide them to the client? Remember, Lean principles can be applied across all industries. Improving any of these 4 factors, QSDC, quality, service, and delivery, and then cost, will maximize customer value. So the last one, cost, which is quite self-explanatory. The more we can reduce the cost and pass it on to the customer as a lower price, the more value the customer receives. So what exactly is customer value and how can we maximize it? There is a simple way to show this with something called a value stick. Perceived customer value is the maximum amount a customer is willing to pay for a product or service. If you charge 1 pence or 1 cent more, then the customer won't buy it. Price must be set below this value, otherwise people won't buy anything. The difference between perceived customer value and price is the value gained. The greater the value gained, the more likely people are to buy and the more sales the company will receive. This is just like the last time you bought something that was discounted. You had a perceived customer value, and as the price was reduced much lower, the value gained increased, and you thought, wow, that's good value, and you made the purchase. So how does profit fit into this? Well, profit is the difference between cost to the company and the price. How does lean impact these factors? Lean aims to maximize customer value and the value gained, and it does this by improving the product or service quality, being more effective, and by reducing internal costs, by reducing waste, which we'll talk about soon, which then increases profit. These additional profits can then be reinvested by the business to maximize customer value further or pass on the saving to the customer by reducing the price. That is why lean is a growth-enabling strategy. It maximizes customer value by internally becoming more efficient and passing those benefits on to the customer, like a snowball effect or sometimes known as a flywheel effect. You get more customers, which leads to more profit, which is then reinvested to again improve quality, service, delivery or cost, and the flywheel continues with the company growing faster and faster. This flywheel effect is exaggerated further by something called the service profit chain. This is something I'm sure you've all heard of, but maybe not known the technical name. It links customer satisfaction with sales and explains how a customer complaint will often lead to a much greater hidden loss as customers tell their friends or colleagues about the negative experience. The same thing happens with positive experiences. Someone who has a great service and is very satisfied with your product or service is likely to tell more people and help accelerate this flywheel effect. Essentially, more positive customers lead to even more positive customers. The simple fact is, customers are so important. So make sure the customer is always considered whenever making a change, however small. So to summarize, lean is a growth-enabling strategy that maximizes customer value by identifying and reducing waste by involving people. Thinking about customer value in this current situation, you, the student, are my customer. My job should therefore be focused solely on delivering value to you. What does this mean? It means my job as a trainer or coach is not to give you information. You can get information from a book. My job as a trainer is to change your behaviour and change the way in which you not only see things, but the most important thing, the way you act. Because what is the purpose of learning information if you're not going to do anything with it or practically apply it? And because of this, after each and every module, I strongly recommend you try and apply an aspect of what you have learned. Please reflect on what you have learned in this module, and before you start the next one, take some time to think deeply about your customers and what you can do to maximize their value. If you are struggling to think about who your customer is, think about where the output of your work goes. In other words, who is next in the process, and they are your customers. Let me explain the idea of maximizing customer value with a quick example. So for an airline, maximizing customer value may mean less delays, free drink on board, polite staff, and a stress-free check-in process. If you were a customer and you were comparing airline A and airline B, and the price was the same, which one would you go for? The answer is obvious, airline A. And in the long run, because of the service profit chain concept that we've learnt about, airline A will grow and achieve their business aims, and airline B won't. It really is that simple. Lean puts the customer at the forefront of all initiatives, and lean companies like Amazon have an obsession with their customers. The way in which lean achieves this is by identifying what is value adding and what is waste. And by launching improvement initiatives that reduce waste, the cost saving can be spent on ways to maximize customer value, just like improving the check-in process or providing a drink for free. So by identifying and minimizing waste, airline A can provide more customer value and therefore will gain more customers. So let's recap what we've learned in this module. Without customers, a business won't survive. That is why the customer is so important. The 4 factors that influence customer value are quality, service, delivery, and cost, which in turn dictates the price. Lean aims to maximize customer value by internally reducing waste and cost to then pass on to the customer as a price reduction or an improved product or service. Finally, the service profit chain explains how happy customers attract more customers and dissatisfied customers lead to reduced future customers. I hope you enjoyed the module. Join me in the next module to learn more about waste.